So hi, we're
Hi.
with Conjurer. First of all, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, good. Good, thank you very much.
So how is the tour going?
How's the tour going for you?
It's going pretty good. This is the fourth day in. It's all been in France so far, but I think we're hitting Belgium, the Netherlands. Are we doing Germany?
Maybe one day. Yeah, you can tell we're really smart. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. All the shows have been good, and well attended, and people seem to be enjoying it. So yeah, so far so good. We'll see if the rest of Europe is the same. I guess, yeah.
Nice. So the band was formed in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
more than 10 years ago. How do you see the band since the beginning? Like, how do you feel about the evolution of the band?
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
It's come a long way in terms of like style and things like that. I mean, when me and Brady first started the thing up, it was kind of we were meant to be like just a straight up kind of death metal band. Like we were really into Black Dahlia Murder and Gojira and things like that. And it was meant to be a lot more like kind of like really metal. And just over time, like through me and him introducing each other to the other kind of music styles that we liked, things have just developed and developed and developed, and they keep developing, and to the point now where currently like the scope isn't that big, but we have so many different opinions on like the artists we like and where we want things to go that it's kind of hard to put it all into one package really, which has its pros and cons. I like that we're into so much different stuff and there's a lot of different places we can go with it. But yeah, just getting that all wrangled in and making sure everyone's happy with it can be a task at times. But that's the part of the band I really enjoy. Like, it's just kind of seeing where things can go and seeing how far our scope can get.
Mm-hmm. And Pathos was released last year. How were the feedbacks like?
I think good.
Yeah, really good. I haven't seen anything too negative, I think, so that's been good, yeah. Everyone we've been lucky enough to speak to at like shows and stuff like that, everyone seems happy with it, which is good. So we were really happy with it and really proud of it when it came out, and like we still feel like that. And so, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some bad reviews and stuff out there, but that's okay. But yeah, everything I've seen at least, and everyone that we've spoken to has been positive, and everyone seems to really like it. And like putting those songs in the set list, like when we play those songs live, everyone seems to kind of enjoy them. So yeah, so far so good.
Can you speak about the artwork of Pathos and the meaning behind it? And how do you link your music with the art of painting, like it is pictured on the cover of the album?
Sure.
Well, God, where do I start? So I've always really liked the idea of having a painting. With Maya, we were meant to do like a whole kind of, we had this idea of doing an art gallery, like doing a show in an art gallery and having different paintings for each of the songs, but we were very young and very poor, so we couldn't get that like fully realised. And yeah, just when it came to this time round, like we had the means to actually get it done. There was this guy called Jean-Luc Almond. He's from Jersey, I believe, but currently lives in Milton Keynes. And yeah, I'm always on Instagram looking at different artists and stuff like that, and really like the style that Jean-Luc had, where he basically paints with heavy oils over the top of like a regular painted canvas. And yeah, we just kind of had an idea of someone in a very despairing pose, and then just having this weird kind of fleshy mess of oil over the face, just kind of like, I don't know, hiding what's within, all that kind of stuff, all the, because it's a very emotional album. There's a lot more kind of on it than in Maya. Like, Maya's pretty much kind of like get up and go kind of metal, and yeah, we just kind of wanted to, I don't want to say upgrade, but in a way, yeah, we wanted to just kind of do something a bit more grand and a bit
we
more.
wanted to do more with the artwork this time because of what happened with Maya. It wasn't quite last minute, but kind of like Dan was saying, because I mean, I'd only just joined the band when they were putting all of this together, so it was because it was the first time, like the first album, we didn't really know what we were doing in that sense. It was like we gave the album to the record label and they went, oh, okay, have you got the artwork? And we went, oh. And so I had to kind of quickly get it together, whereas this time, because we knew about all of those things, we could start on them earlier. And then, so yeah, like Dan was just saying, we had more ideas and more time to really put more effort into it. And so, yeah, that kind of all came together, I think, quite nicely. I like it.
Yeah, good.
Like it too. So you said that this album was more emotional. So can you speak about your principal source of inspiration beyond the lyrics? Is it your life, movies, other type of art?
It's a lot of like personal stuff, a lot of sad stuff. That's kind of as much as I can go into, really. I mean, there was me and the drummer at the time. We had relatives that passed. There's, you know, stuff about mental health on there. There's a lot just about the kind of, I mean, the reason we called it pathos is because it's a Greek word and it's the root word of the words sympathy, empathy, stuff like that. And the whole album is just kind of going through like the human condition and stuff like that, and just really delving into all the feelings that you have, whether it's through loss, through anger, through mental health issues, stuff like that. It's just a very inward looking album, whereas Maya felt like a lot more just kind of writing songs. Just, this sounds cool, let's do that. And yeah, it's just kind of delving a lot more into the darker side of things.
And you talk about personal stuff, so feel free to stop me if I'm getting, too personal. But I saw on your Instagram profile that you use they/them pronouns, and I do too. So do you feel respected as a non-cis artist in the British metal scene?
Well, this is quite a weird one, really, because it's not, as much as it's on my profile and stuff, it's not really out there. I mean, the guys know, close friends and stuff know, but it's not something I've really, put out on, a platform so much. So in a way, like, it feels like nothing's changed, but that's because most people don't really know. But at the same time, in the community, like, I'm glad that kind of thing isn't really a big deal. Like, there aren't many people that are up in arms about that kind of thing. There's no one that's been disrespectful, or, I mean, questioning's fine, but like when they're skeptical, it's kind of, that sucks. But no, I've not had any like bad experiences with that kind of thing. It's just kind of, oh, by the way, I'm this. Oh, okay, that's it. It's not been a huge, uproar, thank God.
I mean, it's not too bad. So I also saw that you were neurodivergent. How do you mix that with playing live in front of thousands of people?
Ooh. Well, it's a weird one. Touring and gigging can really take its toll when you're neurodivergent. There's a lot of things going on up here that other people can't see or can't fully understand, and I get that because not everyone is in the same boat. But weirdly, my dad's asked me about this kind of thing before, like, how can you go on stage and play in front of people, but you can't, if one person wants to come up to you and have a conversation, you run away. And it's a very, very different thing. Like, playing in front of loads of people, it's not a social situation. We're just going on stage and doing what we love, and the people that want to see it will watch it. Whereas if someone is, having a personal conversation with you, it can be very difficult. And as much as I appreciate when people will come up after a show and they'll say nice things, I appreciate it. At the same time, I can only really handle maybe like 3 or 4 people coming up to me, and then I'm like, right, I need to go to the dressing room now. But no, it's nice for it to kind of be out there and for people to understand more, because I think for a long time there was a kind of like, I don't want to say people thought I was weird, but I mean they probably did think I was weird, but like it's more understood now. I'm kind of coping with that thing a lot better. I still have like bad days and things like that, but no, overall, like, I'm glad to kind of have more of a grasp on it and be able to just kind of go out there and be me. A lot of the time before, like, I mean, I'm sure you might be aware of the term masking and things like that.
Yeah. I'm autistic too.
Oh, cool. Dealing with that kind of stuff. When you don't know that that's going on, like, you are just kind of like, what the hell is wrong with me? And then you realise, oh wait, it's nothing. I just need to, get a grasp on things and help other people understand and things like that. And it's just nice to be out there, be me properly, which for the most time's great. And that's about as much as I have to say about it. There's still difficulties, but
yeah, it's true. Obviously, I can't talk for you, but like for the rest of the band, obviously when we first started touring and stuff, you hadn't quite I think had like started the process, but hadn't quite gone down that route. So now that we know, and like it's a lot more clear about obviously, all of that sort of stuff, it's easier for us to try and help. Like, not necessarily in a way of like, oh, you okay, do you need this or do you need anything? But whereas before, if Dan was having a bit of an off day, because we didn't know, we didn't fully understand, kind of like you were saying, because we're not in that same boat, it would be a little bit like, oh, what's up with them? Whereas now, because we know and we've talked about it and we've kind of been able to educate ourselves a little bit more through Dan's experience, we can go, oh, okay, fine, they just need some space, or this or that, and like I say, it's like, we can do our best to not put you in those sort of situations. Where it's like, yeah, if someone wants an album signing, I can bring it to you, not, oh, you come here and talk to this person, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm sure to say, it's still extremely different for you touring than the rest of us, but hopefully, at least, since we've known, we can at least, try and help a bit.
And last question, what is your own definition of being an artist?
Ooh. Bloody hell. I don't know. For me, it's just always following whatever... I really hate using this word. I need to find a different word, but it is the most accurate one. Following your own vision and just not pleasing anyone other than the people in the band. Like, whether, we all have like different ideas for songs and things like that, and like I love the idea of everyone just, if they have an idea for a song or a record or, I don't know, t-shirt design, like just following it through, and like, you can sit and discuss all that afterwards, like who likes it and who doesn't, but just following it and believing in yourself, really, and not taking anyone else's kind of thoughts and opinions on. Like, well, it means you can listen to them, and if they have good advice or a good suggestion, great, you can take it on, but like, just staying true to yourself and what you want to do, and constantly progressing, evolving, and just making sure that whatever you put out there you are 100% happy with, because if it's out there and you're not happy with it, there's nothing you can do about it. So just, in a way, being an absolute perfectionist about things.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with most of that. I think it's tricky because obviously art is like so broad and there's so many different mediums for it and all that sort of stuff. So the way we might see ourselves as artists compared to the way, I don't know, like a film director or an actor or like someone that might kind of define themselves or whatnot, it's really tricky to nail it down to one thing. But yeah, kind of like Dan was saying, I guess for us as a band rather than solo artists or anything like that, and like particularly this band, yeah, it is very much doing what we want to do on our terms as much as possible, and like that's pretty much impossible because there are other factors, things like record labels and all these other kind of sides of music and art when you get into it, like the business side of it. But it's like, yeah, balancing that with just like the self-expression and, like Dan was saying, the vision, like, you know, doing as much of that as possible regardless of what situation you're in. You know, if you can, say, stick to the art essentially despite all the other outside noise, then that's kind of what being an artist is for me. And like, say, sometimes you might have to adapt with that, and that's fine, but as long as, say, you're then still doing it for the right reasons, then yeah, you are an artist, I guess.
Thank you so much for the interview. I'm just gonna leave you with the final words for our listeners.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for checking us out. Yeah, we really appreciate it. This is going better than it really has any right to. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.